There's a physiological pathway from workplace stress to accidents that doesn't get nearly enough attention. The way chronic stress impairs the cognitive and physical functions necessary for safety. And the key player in this pathway is cortisol, your primary stress hormone. Let's talk about the psychoneuroimmunology, the science of how psychological states affect nervous system and immune function. When you're under chronic stress, your body maintains elevated cortisol levels. In short bursts, cortisol is adaptive. It mobilizes energy, sharpens focus, prepares you for immediate challenges. But sustained elevation? That's toxic. Elevated cortisol disrupts executive function, your ability to plan, make decisions, and control impulses. It narrows attention span, so you're less aware of your surroundings and more focused on the immediate stressor. It impairs working memory, which is your ability to hold and manipulate information in your mind. All of these cognitive functions are critical for safe operation of equipment and awareness of hazards. Here's the pathway from stress to accidents. Financial pressure creates chronic stress. Maybe you're worried about making rent, paying medical bills, supporting family. That chronic worry keeps cortisol elevated. The elevated cortisol impairs your judgment and slows your reaction time. You're operating machinery while cognitively impaired. And this impairment makes accidents more likely, especially during overtime when the stress is compounded by fatigue. But it's not just the direct cognitive impairment. Stress causes sleep disruption. You're lying awake worrying, your mind racing, your body flooded with cortisol that prevents restful sleep. Poor sleep further increases accident risk, creating a vicious cycle. Stress also promotes risk-taking behavior. When you're stressed and rushed, you're more likely to skip safety procedures, take shortcuts, and rush through tasks. And stress impairs emotional regulation, leading to conflicts with coworkers that can distract from safety awareness. What can workers do about stress in the short term? There are workplace-appropriate stress management techniques. Breathing exercises can activate the parasympathetic nervous system and reduce cortisol. Even 2 minutes of slow, deep breathing can make a measurable difference. Brief mindfulness practices, just bringing attention to the present moment rather than ruminating on stressors, can help. Cognitive reframing, where you consciously reinterpret stressful situations, can reduce their psychological impact. But here's the critical limitation. Individual stress management can only do so much when the stressors are systemic and structural. If you're stressed because you're chronically understaffed, individual breathing exercises don't solve that. If you're stressed because deadlines are impossible, mindfulness doesn't change the deadline. If you're stressed because your wages don't cover basic expenses, cognitive reframing doesn't pay your rent. Employers have to address root causes. Adequate staffing so workers aren't constantly overwhelmed. Realistic deadlines that don't require impossible rushes. Fair wages that eliminate financial desperation. Job security that reduces fear. These structural changes actually reduce the stressors, creating cortisol elevation and cognitive impairment. There's also emerging research on how chronic workplace stress contributes to long-term health problems beyond just accident risk. Sustained cortisol elevation is linked to cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, immune suppression, and mental health disorders. Workers under chronic stress aren't just at higher accident risk, they're experiencing physiological damage that will affect their health for decades. The stress-accident connection is real, measurable, and preventable. But prevention requires acknowledging that stress isn't just a personal problem requiring individual management. It's often a structural workplace problem requiring systemic solutions.